can only file for divorce if your marriage has clocked 2 years. You must have celebrated your 2 years anniversary. Hello everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Mary and I'm a lawyer in Nigeria. On this channel, I share legal tips, legal lessons, and I also film about my legal life. Please note, whatsoever I share in this video is solely for educational purposes and should not be construed as legal advice. If you're watching my video for the very first time, if you're seeing my beautiful face for the very first time, it means you're either a new subscriber or you're yet to subscribe. So if you're a new subscriber, I am welcoming you. Thank you so much for joining me on my channel. And if you're yet to subscribe, please click on the subscribe button and also turn on your notification bell to get a notification when I post my video. If you click on this video, if you're watching this video, it either means you're about to file for a divorce or you already filed for a divorce. Whichever it is, please make sure you stay back and watch this video till the end. Note this following points if you are considering a divorce. It is very, very important. Number one, divorce is only necessary when you contracted a marriage under the act. That is, you and your spouse, you were joined in a place people call courts, where they conduct court marriage. However, that place is not a court, it is called marriage registry. So if you contracted a marriage there, or you contracted a marriage at a place, a licensed place of worship, your marriage is valid, and yes, you can actually proceed to a court for divorce. But however, if all you did was just a marriage according to the custom or according to Islamic law or or in a church that is not licensed, you don't need to go to a court for dissolution of your marriage. Which means if you contracted the marriage according to custom or according to Islamic law, proceeding to a high court for a dissolution of marriage will never be successful. That is it. And number two, you can only file the dissolution of marriage. That is, you can only file for divorce if your marriage has clocked 2 years. You must have celebrated your 2 years anniversary. Yes. However, if your marriage is not up to a year or it's just a year 6 months or a year 9 months, you can still file for a dissolution of marriage, but to be under separate grant, under separate reason. That's just an exemption to the general rule. So this grants how you can file your dissolution of marriage when your marriage just clock a year or two. When your marriage just clock a year and it's not up to 2 years, I'll be sharing them in another video. Three is you can file for dissolution of marriage, you can file for your divorce in any high court of any state. Yes, which means you cannot go to a court, to any other court to file for dissolution of marriage. The only court that can actually entertain your divorce proceeding is the High Court of any state. Now, let's dive into the procedure to file a divorce in Nigeria. After contemplating if going for a divorce or not, after having your decision of going for a divorce, number one thing you should do is to consult your lawyer. Your lawyer will be able to advise you on the reasonable ground to bring your divorce. Though there is only one ground for dissolution of marriage, but your lawyer will be able to know to advise you properly how to go about your dissolution of your marriage. And number two thing you need to do after that is to consider the 2-year rule that I mentioned. If your marriage has clocked 2 years, you are fine. However, if your marriage is still between a year and two, you're not yet 2 years in marriage, you need to consider the grounds for bringing the divorce proceeding when your marriage is yet to clock 2 years. So your lawyer will be able to guide you and sit you down and advise you appropriately. And number three thing is to consider the ground for dissolution of marriage. There is only one ground for dissolution of marriage, which is that the marriage has broken down irretrievably. This simply means that the marriage is beyond repair. As failed, the only thing is just for the court to actually separate you and your spouse. So that is the only grant. However, under this one grant, there are reasons that must have contributed for somebody to conclude that the marriage has broken down irretrievably, such as adultery, transaction, or when your partner has actually willfully failed to consummate the marriage. These are part of the grants that can make the court to conclude that the marriage has actually broken down irretrievably, broken down beyond repair. So after considering this, the next thing to do is to draft the divorce petition. So you draft, your lawyer with all the details you must have supplied to the lawyer, your name, your address, your spouse's name, his address, where you people are staying, the state you people are staying, where your house is located, the number of children you have, how you want to take care of the children, how you want the court to actually make a pronouncement about who should take the children, who should have the children custody, and who should be, how you'll be paying for the maintenance of the children and all that. So after you've given those information to your lawyer, the lawyer will prepare divorce petition, and after preparing it, you will proceed to court to do the filing, and after filing, it will be served on your spouse. If your spouse is not within the state, definitely there will be a courier service to serve him anywhere he is, and there will be a proof of service that will be taken to the court. After service is hearing of the divorce proceeding. Yes, divorce proceeding can actually take months and can take years. It all depends, and it can be faster when both parties, when the other spouse is actually not objecting to the divorce, to the dissolution of the marriage. So it can be faster in that instance because there won't be any delay from any angle since both parties actually want it. And after hearing, there will be judgment. Court will definitely give a pronouncement that the marriage, you give a pronouncement, and the pronouncement will be in two ways. One is a decree nisi. Decree nisi will actually be a pronouncement that will be like an interim pronouncement about your marriage for 3 months. So if the court pronounced and you people were unable to actually reconcile within that 3 months, after that, that decree nisi will be decree absolute. That says your marriage has actually been dissolved. So, and then in marriage, a divorce certificate will be presented to you. I hope this information educates you. Please do want to click on the subscribe button and also share this video if you know anybody that it will be of help to. Thank you so much for watching. See you in my next video. Bye bye.